Woohoo! Thank God for Comic-Con and internet connections. For people like me who never had a chance to visit one of the Comic-Cons, this year was very special for the game that my channel is dedicated to. Why? BioWare hosted a special cantina type of panel event, whatever you want to call it, and out of the very few details that we got out of Twitter and probably already everywhere on the internet, we've got some nice and interesting conclusions right when we were all going blue by the fact that there's going to be no real new end game with 4.0 and Knights of the Fallen Empire. Today we got some good news. First, I want to say thanks to Patrick, who sent me the personal messages informing me about what the hell is happening on BioWare booth, or whatever it is called. And then, of course, thanks to Heather Nazareno, or as we all know her, the Pretty Little Sit. If you've never visited her blog or Twitter, well, what world are we living on? Please visit her and follow her tweet account, because she is doing lovely things for Star Wars and Star Wars The Old Republic in particular. Now, without wasting too much time anymore, let's check this 30-second video and see what the fuss is all about. It is about this guy, this one, but I'll talk about that in a moment. Let's watch the video.
Yeah, played it? Yeah. So this isn't gonna necessarily play the way, yeah.
Goosebumps, I tell you. This is it, actually. This is called Behind the Scenes. I have no idea why and how, but this is a 30-second video that made every Star Wars fan crazy tonight. Or today, depending on your corner of the world and your time zone. So, it's about Malgus. I don't know how many of you guys remember this guy, and the statue I'm holding is a part of the many gifts that people received with the collector's edition when they pre-ordered the game some 4 years ago. Holy crap, it's been 4 years since I pre-ordered. Because if I'm not mistaken, I did it exactly in July. Or was it August? Whenever they released it. Heather was there. She filmed it, she took a lot of pictures, and let's take a look at the lovely pictures. This is a static screen of Malgus in Carbonite chamber. Well, let's just say the big news: Malgus is returning. How, why, and when? We don't know yet. And it's probably better that we don't understand when, why, and how, because that's gonna be a huge reveal and spoiler for the story. Just as we are all going blue by the fact that there's going to be no new real endgame content, fresh stuff to do, group content I should say probably, we finally got some good news, thank God for Comic-Con's existence. And I want to very briefly mention that I was never caring too much about this event in specific, because it was just like of the many events that I could never visit. And since I started watching The Big Bang Theory, I became a fan of Comic-Con. Right, the next set of pictures. Early concept of some kind of starfighters, probably. A refined concept of the same ships, I presume. Final model is most likely what we are going to see in-game. More screens, sabers. Again, this is all concept. It's likely that these things will be modified by the time they hit the game servers. Early concept. Final concept. Wow, I would love to have one of these hilts right here in my hand. And that's not bad either. Whoa. Original constructed model. And we have a few screens for the gear models for Texan, who was the good brother, but he was killed in the trailer. And this is ARCANN damaged. When he turned to the dark side. This is his costume and the half mask. I really don't know if this is the same suit, because it does look different. Maybe just different coloring. More and more pictures. Well, I don't want to browse here for any longer. because really there are a lot of pictures. Heather was doing a lot of good work for every fan like me who was not able to go there. So I would like to once again say thanks for all of her efforts. And well, I suppose that's a very nice group picture. I do recognize these guys. Good news, right? It is good news. Yeah, I'm very, very happy that I will be able to finally show off this guy and be happy that he is returning. I do remember Alex, my sentinel. Yes, that's Volk. He was called Alex some 3.5 years ago. It was a dark November or December evening when I did the False Emperor Flashpoint for the very first time in my life. And I was a huge fan of Malgus. He was a main character from the trailers. There was a huge hype around him, and long before the game launched, I knew that his statue, this is actually metal, will be a part of the collector's edition. And I'm a happy, happy owner. I can't imagine how much distance this thing traveled to reach my hands from US through England and now to my hands in Bulgaria. It was about time. I've mentioned that so many times in my streams and videos and comments and just basically everywhere. I was expecting Malgus to be back. Everybody, we were all expecting Malgus to be back. And I'm just happy that they choose the very right time and the most Star Wars version and way to bring him back from a frozen status. That's it. Just wanted to express my feelings. I know that there's going to be more positive and negative feelings. There's going to be more disappointment when we hit the live with early access and the servers break down. There's going to be lag issues, ability delay, and all these good things that always happen. But if Malgus is back, I do have very, very high hopes now about the story for the upcoming expansion. I hope you do too. Share your eventual predictions and expectations regarding the story and the plot lines. I would be very eager to hear what you guys think. How would Malgus be back? How many characters do we have to fight now? We have the new Emperor and his son. We have the old Emperor, Vishyat. Now we have Malgus. And let's not forget, we always have Kefes, because if there is no Kefes in the next operation, whenever it is released, there will be new operation. Don't understand the news wrong. There's not going to be new ops and flashpoints at launch in October, November, whenever they're ready. But there's going to be more endgame content probably next year. And I'm really expecting to see all of these guys put together in 2 ops. How and why, we're about to learn soon, maybe. That's it. Wrapping up the video. Oh, and don't forget to let me know if any of you is actually using the new resolution, because I started recording some of these new videos as of today at 1440p with 60 frames per second. That's a lot of rendering and big, big files. Just as a side note, it doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the news inside the video. Really wrapping up because I have nothing more to say. Bye bye, guys. Remember, you can find me also on Twitch, Twitter and Facebook. For my non-Star Wars activities, I invite you to subscribe to my second YouTube channel.